wait.
It's important shit to have the good herbs.
You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you're not dissatisfied with the purchase, and then
You know what I'm saying?
stuck with something that you have to smoke that you put your hard-earned money into.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not about that life. So
Nah,
you better
totally
come correct, or I'm gonna make you work for it.
dope. We are totally live though. All right.
Easily done.
So
Am I live right now?
we are live. Yeah.
Salute to the people. Can y'all
What's
see me
up?
good?
They can see
That's
you.
what.
Um. Now we just see a blackness of the KB clothing.
Hold on. You
Different
better,
lighting.
better be good.
It's got
You
one
know
of
what I'm
those
saying?
chairs there. Still like new. You can see it's new based on the thingy on the back of it.
Right? Everything brand new. You know, it's got to be brand new, spanking brand new when it comes to Royal Lace.
Facts. Alright, so welcome back to Bridge the Gap, everyone. This is episode 164. That's right, we've come a long way. We have joining us, returning to the show, Kaybee Turkoleone. And I don't even know if I said that right still, but my bad if I
No,
did
no, no, no,
not.
no, 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 no. No, no. Hold on
No,
a minute. Give me a second. Let me just
he's
fix
coming.
this
He's
up
coming
because
right back. He's like, I gotta correct how you say the name.
I'm sure you can get some good lightings.
All
Give me
right,
a second here.
we got him fixing it. This is how it works sometimes in the
All
whole
right.
world of getting set up and started, finding the
All right.
perfect spot.
You
There
good
you
to
are.
go or too much?
That light behind you is a little bit outshining you. And
No,
bless.
no, no, no,
I didn't
no,
even say it
no,
right.
no,
All right, let's do it.
no. Okay.
Let's run it.
So I gotta let you know. You see the last name?
Yeah,
You got Turk,
Turk
and then you got Oleone.
Turcoleone.
We all know the Corleones, right?
Yes,
The Corleone. So
Turcoleone.
now Turcoleone.
Understood.
You gotta roll it.
Turcoleone.
You gotta roll it off the tongue. You know what I'm saying? You gotta roll it
Turcoleone.
off the tongue.
Understood. Welcome back. The last time we had KB on the show was just over 2 years ago, believe it or not. It was
Right.
February 2021. And now we're sitting here in February of 2023, and it's like a whole bunch of stuff has happened. The world reopened. Everybody jumped back into the scene and started performing again. KB been out there. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff that you've kind of been up to since, about 2 years has passed. We last left off. It was mid-COVID, and you were getting yourself back into the game more focused. And now a couple of years has gone by.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me start off by thanking you for allowing me to be on your show. I want to congratulate you on your success. You know what it does. Easy does it. Simplicity is always key, and you kept it always to yourself. And, that speaks volumes. So, salute to you.
Yeah, I appreciate that
And
still.
coming from far from our last interview, a lot's happened, when it comes to thyself, learning, who I am, what I'm capable of, and what's my position in this world. You know what I'm saying? So
That's an interesting way
from
to put it.
yeah, absolutely, because it's not just the music. It starts with thyself first, and that right there creates a volume when you're speaking about good music. Because I'm not here to chat about which I'm not here to knock neither, because we all need that in our system sometime to like brush it off and forget about the stress and whatnot. We all need it, so sometimes we gotta uplift ourselves by indulging in certain kind of songs. But I don't think it's something that we necessarily need. So I started putting myself in a position where I wanna you know transcend. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hopefully I am. Uh, into something that can be forever given. So I've been working on a lot of my songs with a lot of featurings, with a lot of new artists that's actually doing great for themselves at the moment. Shout out to a lot of artists in Montreal, Toronto, Jamaica, UK, you know what I'm saying? Africa, big up, you know? So it's a good look. It's a good look. So since then, I just been recording, keeping to myself. As you saw, I don't know if you've seen the new video that I just released 2 days ago.
I
Some
didn't catch
grown
that
man.
yet.
You didn't catch that yet?
Nah, last two. So sometimes if it's a new drop, I miss the immediate new drops, but I'll definitely be catching that shortly.
Yeah, but this one here actually is because it's actually based strictly for IG. We kind of try to switch it
Oh,
up a little bit.
that might be why I
Yeah,
didn't catch it. So strictly for
y-
IG, which we
yeah,
do
strictly for
have the
IG.
links in description, and for those of you with us, KB's IG is over here.
Yeah, but it's actually yeah, it's in my profile, but it's gonna direct you to a great, great, great producer. Let me tell you, this man right here, General, definitely a mentor to mine. When I call a brother from another mother. Let me tell you that. When it comes
Right.
to CJ the Wiz, CJ the Wiz, let me tell you, man, that man's a genius. So you're gonna
So
find it on his page where it's actually, where you want to kind of direct yourself, but it is on my page as well. So you'll be able to get access, but it's going to direct you to him. So once it directs you to him, everybody that's watching, please follow him, carry his journey, and you know what I'm saying? Help him out, build his ambition even higher than he is right now. So definitely
so
go check that out called Dreamers. It's out right now. Got a lot of featurings coming out as well. So that's basically what I've been up to. I've been
so so like okay, so if I understand correctly, you basically went through a transformation process over the last couple of years that has you on a different wave of some kind where I guess you want your music to be more valuable than it previously was. So can you
exactly.
elaborate a little bit more on what you mean? Like your older music was a vibe stills, but like what changed between then and now to make you feel this way?
So that's a very good question. I like how you put that together. Basically, growing up, coming from where I came from, we didn't have much mentors into the things we should have been indulging in the first place. But you kind of gravitate to your environment and you deliver that energy back out. So that energy that I was delivering, which I love, which is basically based even off my first album, my first mixtape, um, the Mix and Masters mixtape. You're gonna see a whole transition from, and even then, again, it's not something that's not in me because it's in me, not on me. So it's
Right.
always gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? But you grow with time. You learn things. And you start to realize how love is so much more important than you know um, creating something that's a statement, which is what I would call it because that's my life. But I ain't really gotta,
Oh, you're saying your life is a statement?
absolutely. This
Fair
is
enough.
Royal Ace. This is Royal Ace. This is a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? And remember, I said that word, conglomerate. We're gonna
Understood.
talk about that a little further, but you're gonna see
Understood.
why I said that. Now, today's day and age, from that transition to my music now, I'm more melodic with it. You know what I'm saying? I open up my mind. I've always had that already, where I've had that capability of jumping into different lanes and being able to master it with the energy I got. So I've always had that, but I never knew how to kind of put that together where I can find my own sound. So I finally, been able to captivate on that with a great mentor, which I said, you know, um, CJ the Wiz. So it's definitely showing me what's up,
So,
and I gravitate to it.
so how did you meet CJ the Wiz? Is he like you known him for a long time, or is this like a new connection?
No, no, he's been definitely around for a long time. I actually met him through a friend of mine, Deja Fresh. Big up yourself. Deja
Yo,
Fresh
shout
is
out
definitely an
Deja
artist you want to go
Fresh.
check out. That's
Yo,
family right there.
Yo, I went to
Strictly.
elementary school with Deja Fresh.
You know what it is. That him right there, let me tell you. Hey, don't sleep on him, let me tell you that.
Nah, he's making. Isn't he in a movie or something right now? Like he's been acting and shit.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Big up to J Mambo. You know what it
Mm.
is. We doing part two. We about to get that going in a minute. You know what it is. Get some real ones in there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So absolutely, absolutely. So I've been definitely, keeping my ears and eyes and everything out there while trying to transition to a point where it has class. It doesn't look messy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Everybody's connecting. Everybody got a role. Everybody's playing it correctly. Everybody's respecting each other's lane, and we're doing it together. So I love to be a part of something like this. Going to the Blue Dogs and meeting up with new artists, things like that is great. This is what the city needs.
So for those who
So
aren't from Montreal, the Blue Dog is
strict
this tiny little hole in the wall dive bar
it's
little venue.
the Apollo. The
It's
Apollo.
it's basically like one of the most hip hop friendly venues for our side of the scene, and it's
Yeah,
almost like
yeah,
impossible to not end up rapping there. Like you can start your year off saying, "I'm not gonna rap at Blue Dog." I
yeah, yeah,
promise you, you're gonna find something that ropes you into being at Blue
yeah.
Dog more than you ever planned.
Facts, facts. And it's crazy because my history doesn't even start there. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? My history doesn't even start there when it comes to locations like that. You know what I'm saying? We've definitely had lots of locations with memories just like that. So
Mm.
all these things, it's got to be cherished and allow others to know that you know it's been done. We've done it before. We've graduated from it, and we're here to teach and learn also. So why
That's
not
a
do it
big
together?
point. So for those watching this now, this is like a part two. So I don't want to delve too much into KB's history and like rehash a bunch of shit we
Yeah,
did talk about because like the
yeah,
part
yeah.
one is like
Strictly.
his life
You can go.
story.
You can go to. Yeah.
Or like to what you need to know, I guess, is KB's part of the first song in English Montreal hip hop to have a music video air on TV and shit. So he did this is like
Strictly.
early 2000s. I think it was 03 ish line with Action Man. I met Action Man for the first time in real life the other day. Just say
Bang
what.
bang. General.
Um,
General.
So like basically KB been around since then. That's almost 20 years now, easily 20 plus years in the game in Montreal scene on the English side of it. Just to give a little bit of a context and validation. So when he says something like, "We've been there, done that," he's been there and done that with most of the waves that have been a part of the city. So let's say like that's the case. Then you're watching this new wave come together. What would OGKB's advice be to the people in this game right now as we're navigating the complicated mess of working together?
Uh, for Montreal,
Yeah, let's
I
start with
would I
Montreal.
would
But
say I would say basically I would say don't be shy to dish out. Don't be shy to dish out. Invest in your peoples. I think that was slacking a little bit more in our time. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing if I had known back then, like, yo, it's important to really invest in yourself. And yeah, we did, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't really go all out. Now it's easier to make money now than it was back then. I mean, back then was what, but now it's like, you got so many different kind of lanes. So invest, invest in your brother, man. Invest in your neighborhood with the people them that's actually doing this. You got your engineer, you got your beat maker, you got your cameraman, you got all these little connect. The man's missing something, yo. He needs a little knowledge in this. He needs a little funds for that. Yo, don't even worry about that. Keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna cover that. Da, 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 da. If we had a little bit more of that,
mm,
hey man, who knows what Montreal would have been right now? Because we was great. I'm telling you, we was great. A lot of people was coming here to gravitate on a lot of things that they took back. So at the end of the day, it was just missing a little bit of that. So right now that y'all are, about that life and doing that thing, invest in your fams, invest in your brother, man. That homie right beside you, you know what I'm saying? You got a gift, give him that money for that gift, you know what I'm saying? Go get that quick. Don't worry about nothing else, you know what I'm saying? That's all we're missing. So
mm. So
yeah, I
just to
take
kind
that
of
take that tips.
So if I were to play devil's advocate, because don't get me wrong, I agree with you. One of my favorite flexes is that for a quick minute I was paying 2 people monthly, and I was like, yeah. But
Mhm.
times got a little harder. I can't
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
afford to be paying everybody for everything
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Of course, of course, of course. It's got to make sense. I mean, again, everything's a business. You got to look at it really to a point to every dollar counts. There's a purpose behind everything, and you got to know that and be honest. Be honest, be upfronting. Like this is like we're living in a time now where everybody want to be, baby talked to and fed and getting into their emotions. And like, no, man, look, this is business. At the end of the day, I'm doing this for us to make money because I know you'll probably be able to make us $1 million. That's how high valued I've put you in. You know, I think I really believe that you could be a millionaire. I know so. So why would I not invest? I'm better off doing that than going to play 649. I tell you that.
That's a
So
fact.
yeah,
And like, I had a couple of people come up to me in real life and be like, broski, you know you're my first ever interview ever, right? And I'm like, say a
yeah,
word. So like, it's not money, but it's still a way to invest time into people and shit
absolutely,
like that. Just to add
absolutely,
on to it,
absolutely.
I'm like completely with you. I don't want it to be like any kind of misconstrued. I think that people need to support each other, and support is not share for share and all that other
Yeah,
weirdo
yeah, yeah,
superficial shit.
yeah.
Support
Exactly,
is
exactly.
like, yo, let's say we offer services or we put merch out or this, cop the shit. Or if you can't,
Mm,
help us cop the shit. Like one of my, like, let's say you don't like my music. Do you have a
yeah.
homeboy that likes my music style? Show me to
You
your
go.
homeboy. You know what I
There
mean?
you
Like
go.
that
There
kind of
you go.
shit is like a more,
Exactly,
I don't know. Like I'm not
exactly.
selfish with
Absolutely.
it though,
There,
cause
there's
like,
there's always a way. Absolutely. There's always a way to help out.
yeah, I try to connect people together. That makes sense. Like I try to
There,
keep, remember
there
that,
you go.
show love to like the different things. Obviously, you can't bring up everybody's name all the time. It's not
Yeah,
possible.
exactly. Yeah,
But
exactly. You do what you can at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But everything counts, man. Everything counts. You know what I mean? Like you. And again, like I'm not here to judge anybody,
no,
but I know a lot of people with a lot of money, man, and they can be on a certain level, but they do this for fun, right? So for them, it's like, it's just a cloud thing for them. But I do this for real, for real. I'm trying to learn, get my vocals right. I got my kids, doing the music as well, so they're learning, something. You know what I'm
yo, you're
saying?
making
So
music with your kids.
yeah, yeah. You didn't see that? Even the Christmas song, that Christmas song I did. My kids are on that,
It
man.
might not have connected that it was your kids. I know I heard the
Yeah,
Christmas
that's him
song.
going
Definitely bumped that.
higher, higher. My son be like, I'm like, you best believe that you
Yo,
gon'
dead ass though.
work.
I wouldn't have been shocked if that was just you, like hearing it. I was, KB making some.
Yeah, you got to get these kids active, you know what I'm saying? Get them involved. And it's there for them. Why not? If I had some machines and shit like that in my house, you best believe I'm using them things. I got them using that shit. They're going to screw it up, whatever. I'll buy them another one. Try again. Try again. That's all it is.
Do you have like the nicer stuff that they don't touch, and then the stuff for them?
There you go. There you go. You got to smarten up. You got to smarten up in life.
That's
You're
fair,
going to
but
make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. Make
nah, but
smart mistakes.
it's good to have kids. It's good to involve them because I mean I can only imagine that your creativity gets invigorated by like watching what a kid reacts to.
Absolutely, 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 and of course the kids gravitate more to what they listen to, now. So obviously, when Daddy comes with that kind of style, it's something if they're actually listening because it's so hard to get them out of that wobbly wobbly dobbly, right? Especially when they hear it all the time. So it definitely helps in a sense where it encourages me as well to continue doing that style. Like I'm not gonna get out of my lane just to please and try to have a communication with them. Like I'm not gonna do that, but I will, indulge with them and be a part of that kind of experience with them. But the clean version.
That's fair. No, I mean I can
Straight.
imagine how that makes sense. Like a lot of times, just talking to like a 20-year-old and seeing what they vibe to or what they play me. I mean, it might not
Mm,
necessarily be what I would make because I
yeah,
mean, look at me. I'm
yeah.
35, but being inspired by it, I have also come to embrace melodies more and other such things where it's like, you know what? Yo, when
Mm,
you're live performing, sometimes the
mm-hmm.
hardest bar, like, I don't know if you ever seen Showbiz 514 do his thing, but he's got like the perfect, yeah, of course. He's like, of course. Oh, you guys have shit together. You brought him on stage, my bad. But he's got this like, He's, he's got like
Strict.
that track where it's like something to the apartment, and then like the whole crowd will be like apartment, 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 and just like
Yeah, yeah,
carrying
yeah,
every fucking
yeah,
line
yeah,
of
yeah,
the song,
yeah,
and he
yeah,
just
yeah.
leaves all these pauses and spaces and shit in the way that
Straight,
it's done, and
straight.
it's like, yo, I never would have
Love
wrote
it
a
when.
song like that because bars,
Yeah,
bars, bars, but then you watch it live and you're like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
mm,
catch it.
that
You
looks more
catch it.
fun. That looks like a better
Absolutely.
vibe.
Absolutely, absolutely. You learn every time you touch stage, man. That's one thing I learned about stage, man. Hey, man. Even now, I'm still learning because, like, I haven't really touched stage like that in a while, and I'm getting back in it, and I'm just caught up. I find myself some because I always record and look back on myself like a boxing match, and sometimes I don't even want to watch it, even though like I know my energy was there. But that's the problem. I'm too focused on energy because I'm excited to be there. But now I'm gravitating to that to give y'all the best show ever. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Moving forward. So that's basically what's going on. I actually got something great going on coming up.
what's coming
Actually,
up? What's the great thing
first
coming up?
off, first off, I want to big up to Royalty Sound. You know what it is, strictly T dot. That's where we heading for the weekends because I got a nice show out there for the 11th anniversary Royalty Sound show. I tell you, that's one DJ you don't want to mess with. You just be nice. Be nice. I promise.
Yeah, I
So
be
we
trying
out
to
there.
be nice all the time.
We out there. We gonna set up a nice little show out there, and it's gonna be a nice little blessings, and it's gonna be in Brampton for anybody that wanna indulge. It's gonna be in Brampton. I can send you the tags and whatnot. You can post that up and let everybody know that's in Brampton strictly.
Do you
Matter of
know a
fact,
lot of people in Brampton?
yeah, that's my hometown. Can you see me right now when I do
You
this?
just disappeared. You
It
became a
disappeared. Okay, give me
yeah.
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds because I just want to get the name right,
Mm,
just to make sure. As long
understood.
as y'all can, as long as y'all can hear me,
We can definitely
then
still hear you. Yeah.
all right. Let me get it. Let me get it popping. So you got Friday, February 24th. That's when I'm gonna be performing. You're gonna have a couple of artists like Butter General, Lindo P, I ISOS, all kinds of real generals. You know what I'm saying? Calypso, Hut, 263 Queen Street. That's strictly in Brampton. All kinds of it's gonna be crazy. Free food, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, man, it's really going down. Really about that uplifting transcend when it comes to Canada getting together. You know what I'm saying? So we
All right.
got that going on.
Okay, before we go on from that, let's talk about just something related to that a little bit. Because, like you said, you OG KB, we're not going to waste the opportunity to get some good questions in here. So,
Straight,
I've been
straight.
discovering how fucking hard it is to promote shows outside of Montreal. I could barely promote shows in Montreal. Finally, be selling some tickets, and it's still miserable. Then it's like I got booked in Toronto. No, I don't know anybody in Toronto. How the fuck do you sell
Nice.
tickets in another city? Like, how do you really start doing the thing where you go to the next show and then bring the value that you know you bring? Like, what are the metrics, or how do you convince promoters in other places that you're worth bringing there? Especially if you don't necessarily have a fan base in that part of town.
Well, yeah, that plays a part in marketing. Marketing is very, very important. And you want to work smart, not work hard. Fans come a long way with great music, but fans also come with things they know. So you got to put two and two together. You got to bring the people that they want in the budget you can afford, and it's always doable. And there's always a name, and there's always someone for hire. Once you put him on the flyer, you got your fans based off that person you just hire. Is that bars? Is that bars? I mean, shit.
So,
Call that guy from the '70s show. What's that? He's not. I thought he was Indian, but now I find he's Mexican. Whatever.
Wilmer or whatever. Yeah,
Call
this
him.
guy.
Call him. Call one of these guys. Tell him you wanna bring him. You wanna show him a nice time. Come to the club. I got a show going on. I'm gonna put you on the flyer. People want to come see you, have a little picture with you, and I'm gonna perform at the same time. Things like that is what we need.
Hmm.
You gotta bring vibrance to the city. People are gonna want to know who brought this guy here. Who did who? But that's when you now choose to order be accessible as quick as you lose it or as you can gain it. So you got to know how to use that and then
Okay, so
gravitate off
you
that.
bring somebody to Montreal, and that brings you up some hype. Is that attracting
Absolutely,
attention in Toronto? Like, are you getting eyes
absolutely,
there off of that?
absolutely. We got guys from Jamaica coming. Some names that are bubbling in the music business, and everybody got to eat. This is a teamwork ethic, right?
So you're tapped into a larger conglomerate.
Yeah, you said it again. This is points. And I love how we're going into this because I'm telling you, we're getting into something bigger now. Keep asking the questions. Go ahead, go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
because like at the end of the day, right? A lot of this sounds amazing, but your
Strict.
boy, your boy isn't necessarily at the point where he could be collaring at Jamaican legends and such and up and comers and bringing them to Toronto. Your boy isn't there
Uh,
yet. He be
uh,
we learning.
uh,
We be having these
absolutely,
conversations. Don't get me wrong. We figuring, okay, if they
absolutely.
did it like that, this is the numbers we need to attain. And but like when you're really trying to scale it beyond your own city, it gets more complicated.
Well, no, because you see, you're boxing yourself in. You as an
Mm,
artist, I would say you're literally boxing yourself in because you're not thinking, what who's out there that attaches to the vibrance that I'm putting out there. There's gotta be somebody.
right.
Seth Rogen would love your shit.
No,
Is
I
that
mean
his
like
name?
yeah, Seth Rogen. I mean, I assume
If he sat there and saw you perform, or even that other guy there with, I love that guy there. He's like he actually like he's a stupid comedian. I forgot his name, but he does all kinds of shit. But he's the one that actually like interviews people and shits on them. He interviewed Justin Bieber and shitted on him, telling him you need to,
like
and he
Eric
slapped him on
Andre.
the. Is that his name? And yeah, he has the movie where he does the. He's very good with the guitar and shit like that. And
Maybe.
little chubby guy with the belly. He's like,
Oh, Zach
he's
Galifianakis.
there. You go, him.
That's
Yes.
the one.
If you sat down with him, you know what time it is. You're coming up with all kinds of shit. He's
Right.
giving you up. He's like, yo, I love you. He's telling you this, and I know that because you have that energy already. I
Right.
see you on stage, right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to gravitate to people like that and bring them here, and just you know keep that connection, and you're gone with it for sure.
So it's really just
That
about, in a sense, bridging the gap with bigger personalities who you bait here and just play to the home base, but go bigger with it.
exactly. Open up the mind. Can't keep thinking small, man. We out here. We here for real. You know what I'm saying? So we this is our city.
Right.
We used to have a Planet Hollywood here where big artists used to come down here and invest and buy their own restaurants and all these things. Like, what are we doing? We're forgetting who we are. Can't do
No,
that.
it's
We're
fair.
big out there.
I respect that a lot. So tell us a bit more about your conglomerate and what that is to you.
Bang! Let's get to the final question. But I'm gonna tell you this. I know you got some intelligent questions moving forward, but let's get it right now. Conglomerate. I've never ever done my own show. Ever. I've never put on my own show. I've always indulged and put myself on the flyers for other people's show and presented by da da da.
Right.
But this here is presented by Royal Ace, sponsored by Prezi Lincoln. This man right here is a general, let me tell you. General, Shaq Don, DJ, this guy right, I tell you, when it comes to these two young gentlemen, the key when it comes to entertainment, they will keep your city busy. I guarantee you, every weekend, you can make sure these guys got something for you to do. And they've gravitated as brothers and sat down at the same table where you see what's going on brand new. We ain't playing with it, you know? And we just politic like the conglomerate we are. Oh shit, my bad. Like
You're
the
all good.
conglomerate. So, April 1st, I shall be putting on my own show called the Conglomerate Event. Yeah, the Conglomerate Event. April 1st, it will be here in Montreal, in Laval, in my neck of the woods, because I know how to accommodate in my city. I'm
No,
good where I
yo,
am.
dead ass. The best show I've been to was in Shamedy.
Haha.
Like I'm
So
talking,
you better
the
get a
crowd was
ticket.
popping. Like I
You
ran the
better get a ticket.
numbers. I saw how many people were in the room, and then you know that there are people who bought who didn't come. I was like, yo, Montreal maybe does, because like there's nothing to do in Laval. So when something's popping off
Mm,
in Laval, I mean I know there's stuff to do, but relatively speaking,
absolutely.
there's nothing to do
Absolutely.
in Laval like there's stuff to do in
Yeah.
Montreal.
Yeah. I get you. I get you. But no, actually, let me just rephrase you on that because I will always speak high
Fair.
volume for my city. Even though I'm from Park X, I'm gonna tell you, Laval has been great and it's got lots to do. We
Okay.
got we got. You don't even. Most people don't even know.
I
There's
don't
like four
know.
or five strip. There's 4 or 5 strip clubs here. Okay, just to indulge. And I even go to strip clubs like that. Period. Okay. And if you go on St. Martin and all these little, it's just like downtown. You just gotta just know where to go, how to be about it, and just make sure your money is right. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you this. Back to this event, conglomerate. Let me tell you why this event is gonna be so special. Coming from where I'm coming from, I'm doing all my tracks from the beginning of time, and I'm doing all my tracks with who I'm featuring with. So they're all on the bill too. And I got a lot of features. Well, enough features, you know, because I'm selectively, correctly doing this. And you're going to see right there what I've been doing, why
So,
I've been so quiet.
so you caught the guy while he's in the country right now.
You caught that, eh? You
Yeah.
caught that, eh? Hello. Yo, stop it.
Yeah, that
Yo,
was good. That
oh
was
my
good.
goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't think when the people understand this is like this is like going to a Method Man concert and he just brought like Harlem and New York with him.
Mm.
You know it's something going on. And it's the conglomerate event. Now you see how we just put everything together. Now
Yeah.
this is a show. This is a show. Yo, hold on, 2 seconds. Yo, stop it. Are you kidding me?
Yo, KB gets mad excited. I fucks with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, everything takes patience. And I tried to put myself in a position where I want to kind of push and, oh, let me just give it, oh, let me. But something always tells me, nah, hold on. There's something greater coming. And this is it. April 1st at La Coquille. I'm going to be putting out the flyer. The flyer's almost done. It should have been done actually to yesterday. But I had to make a little small changes and we putting that out. And this here is going to be the play. You know, it's a Royal Ace event.
I mean,
So you know.
I'm gonna assume that means you're bringing everything that you bring to the table. But why don't you break down what a royalties is to the people out there who may not know?
Royal Ace is somebody with morals, dignity,
Mm.
class, and still know how to roll up your sleeves and adapt to whatever environment you put yourself in. Let's leave it at that.
All right.
It's it's very important to respect thy neighbors. Love your neighbors. Know your surroundings. Know where you're going, and you shall achieve anything you desire. So when you think like that, you'll wear one of these. And I'm actually, this is just when you're going to the gym. You know, this is something when you're going to the gym, you slap on one of these, you know?
Mm.
But when you go out, you can go look at the website and whatnot, Royal Lace and everything, and pick and choose what you like. You know what I mean? It's simple life.
And I can tell you, Chris Chrome be wearing his royalties shirt all over.
Bang! I love that brother. That brother right there, let me tell you, hey, that guy got ambition to the core. Big up to Chris Crew,
Yeah, he be out
100%.
there doing it. Yeah. And if
Absolutely. The work ethic is out there, man. I love the push. The ambition is always what kept me going. You know what I'm saying? I want to respect all y'all that whoever bought a sweater. A lot of people like really put it on, and I brought it to a bar where like I didn't expect it, and they showed me differ. So respect to every one of y'all. You know what it is? Straight. Every one of y'all know who y'all is. So big up, 100%. Let's get it. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, man, that's basically what KB Turkoleone. Never. It's got to roll
the
off the tongue. You know what
Corleone.
I'm saying? Turcoleone, no need, just Turcoleone. Like you wouldn't go and say Don Corleone. I mean, you maybe if you're a little Italian, then you can kind of get away with it. If you're not Italian, it's Corleone. Leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Don't break my balls here. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Bang
are you,
bang.
so like when it comes down to this whole new approach you're taking with features and stuff, you basically
Mm.
made it sound like you're no longer as interested in being like like almost like I want to say like a solo act, but like you don't want to necessarily just do tracks by yourself quite the same. It felt more like you want this to be a bigger collaborative experience.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'm glad that's a very good question. I basically, yes, I did want to kind of transition where this show is really, that's what I mean about the conglomerate. This show, because again, I'm doing my performance from, you're gonna enjoy my old music, but moving into the featuring is with a lot of the new artists that are doing good today. Like these are new artists, young artists that, I'm showing them that they respect me as an OG and want my style. So what I've put out there for myself is I am the Akon from Montreal when it comes to hooks, choruses. I'm giving you choruses, bang, bang, bang. You give me two verses, let's solidly get this done. I am the Akon. I'm giving you locked up all day, every day. Let's do this every day. Strictly, we're gonna make hits. So that's what I want to do for my city. I think I'm the dopest. I'm the dopest hook man out there. I don't care what anybody wants to say. I give you that catchy hook that you're gonna gravitate to. I don't care what you say. So you know, a lot of people love my hooks and they want to jump on it, and that's it. So I'm working with them and I'm putting that together, and I'm gonna show that at the show Conglomerate April 1st. But in the meantime, if you're going to Toronto, come check me because we're gonna do crazy shit out there too. You know what it is. What goes in Toronto stays in Toronto.
I mean, I don't know. I was just in Toronto. It felt very much like being in Montreal in a way.
No, man, you got to know the spots, man. Remember, you want to go to the club where you think that door looks like a closed door and it says close and it's dark. Yeah, that's the door you want to go to and bang on it, and the security guy is gonna open the door. You don't go to the clubs or the thing where there's a huge lineup or like it looks like it's flat. You don't go to those ones. No, no, no. You gotta go
Yo,
where
KB,
it
I
looks
don't know where
dead,
none of these
like it's
clubs
super
are.
quiet. You know where the clubs are, huh?
I don't know where none of the clubs are, bro. I've been to Toronto three
Really?
times in my life. A total of three
No
times.
way.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
went
roll with me. You gotta
and I
roll with
went
me. You
down.
gotta roll with me.
We went down literally just the last time to a battle rap event that was in some bike repair shop where they throw raves, which was more in line with what you were describing, to be honest.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay, okay.
and then whatever, but nah, I tried to party with my friend once. We're talking like I don't know, 2015 or something. Like we just went
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
He had just moved there. Bro, we suck
Okay.
so bad at this shit. We didn't know where to go. We Google shit.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did. We went to a rave, so that was alright. But it felt like like the raves you can find, not the
Yeah,
good
yeah,
raves.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, for real, for real, for real. No, honestly, Toronto can be a dead stock, especially like people are on that work mode out there so much they might not, know where to direct you in because like I don't know, I got work tomorrow. But you really gotta like kind of like be downtown and kind of really know a one friend that is about that life, and then from there you people will start dragging you left and right. Come, let's go here. You got to be able to stay up. If you're not up at like after 3 4 5, forget it. If you're not that guy, forget it, because that's what they do. Like they're like, okay, they're getting up at like 3 o'clock to go party. Like that's their
Yeah, I don't even. So okay, what's the difference between a party that be starting at not late and a party that's starting at, let's say, a conventional hour?
It's crazy. I when I actually experienced it, especially like in Toronto, I never really saw the difference. But the only thing was the that kind of like nightlife was a little bit more in tune with psychedelic and shit. So they
Different
they were a
drugs.
little bit
Different
more into
drugs.
that.
I'm like, who the fuck's
They
doing?
were
Because
more
like,
like,
because you're going into
uh,
after hours land, which is
yeah,
like
yeah, you're
the
gonna
weed and
see
the
that.
liquors go. Well, the weed's always there, but the liquor's
Yeah, the
going
weed is
down. The
Yeah,
pills and
there's no
shrooms is
liquor.
going up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everything else is on the table, but there's no liquor. It's like, oh my gosh, yo, let's go see that guy. But those are back in, like I said, like 2015 and them times. I don't know how it is now, but like back then it was like basically that was, the differ. So, you had more of a talkative time, it's more like, yeah, what he's saying, and a little bit more, like more of that interaction kind of talk than actually like 12 to 3, midnight to 3. It's more that dancing, find a shorty, da, 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 are we taking her to the after hour, da, 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 and, so it had that kind of differ, but it's an experience. I mean, we had that out here too, but out here, what the differ is that like places like area and circus and shit felt more a little bit like um, it was like a rehabilitation center where they were allowed to just do that, and they just looked like that. But in Toronto, it had a little bit more class. Everybody was actually like up there. Like it's not like they were looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they
So
were
you're
there.
saying
Like
people.
yeah.
So if I'm gonna interpret this, my only experience in Montreal after hours was, man, did people look like they did drugs? Like they look like they did drugs.
Yeah,
And in Toronto,
yeah,
people they didn't
You can't.
necessarily look like they did
Yeah,
drugs in the
exactly,
doing drugs
exactly. You know,
environment.
like exactly. Like you could see, like okay, well, no, then they're like they're no, that's what they're doing. These guys are just dibbling dabbling. It's their weekend. They still have their, their F1 in the front, or they still got the 360 or the AMG in the front, parked on the side, and
So
they're about
Toronto's
that
just like
life.
a more expensive city too, right? So
It
it's
is
kind of like New
absolutely,
York like
absolutely,
that, because that's something you said. People are more like work minded, whereas Montreal,
absolutely.
something I've come to see, is damned as good welfare and social services and cheap everything. I'm formerly cheap
Uh,
everything.
might
Damn,
be
did
that.
that
Yeah,
train a lot of people to, no disrespect, not have the same
yeah,
hustle sense of
yeah, yeah.
urgency on the hustle.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know. I've captivated on that. And I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Like, there was times where I've almost gravitated to that, where I was okay, like, I was okay with adapting to being okay with that. And I was like, you know what? Like, no, no, no. Like, I deserve steak every day. What am I doing with this frigging, you know, macaroni every day? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, this is a little weird. Even though I love macaroni with my little thing and my cheese and I can dig that. But like, is this really what I want for the rest of my life? Hell's
Nah.
motherfucking no. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta just, you gotta come out of it at one point and just look outside of yourself and see for what it is before you get adapted into certain lifestyles. So it's just who you surround yourself with at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And if you're good at what you do best and you got a gift and you can surround yourself with that and monopolize on certain things, then good for you. Salute to you. But you got to know what you're doing. If not, get the fuck out. The kitchen ain't for
Well,
you.
here's the thing with that. Ain't nobody know what they're doing when they start.
That's true.
Especially,
That's
especially in this music game. I mean,
yeah,
everyone can look at me
yeah,
today, but I started in
yeah,
2012. And if I took
yeah,
your advice in 2012, we wouldn't be having this
yeah, yeah.
conversation. I
That's
stubbornly
right.
was like, well,
Yeah,
I made bad choices for almost
yeah,
8 years when it came down to
yeah.
the
Yeah.
music game.
True,
And
true.
then,
Same here. Same here. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. Like, I really didn't see the bigger picture. I was really just looking at the painting, but I didn't see the bigger picture of what it really can gravitate to. And sometimes, you know what, like, even today, I'm not going to use this as an excuse and be like, so maybe it was just not my purpose. Sometimes your purpose are meant to come at a certain time for when it's meant for you. And I understand that because when I look at today's industry, music industry, I'm appalled. Like I'm shocked. I didn't know Hollywood was like that. I didn't know nothing about this whole, how they get down and Puffy, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to meet Puffy anymore. You know what I mean? So like these were things I was really looking forward to, like going there and seeing what time it is. But now, like shit, I would. If I went to Universal and I saw a contract right now from these guys, I'm probably gonna shake with it and be like, I need a lawyer or something because I'm afraid of this motherfucking contract. I'm actually holding this devilish contract, like I'm scared now. You know what I'm saying? So
yo, but
these are
that's
things
that's actually like a good mentality. Because if
yeah,
anybody handing you a contract, okay, look, if you're work people on some legit, not music industry shit's handing you a contract, it's probably, if the venue's making you sign a standard performing contract,
yeah,
you're probably
yeah,
good.
yeah,
When you start
yeah,
talking about ownership of your music,
yeah, yeah,
we've all come to learn now that we need to understand what the fucking contract says. Because,
exactly.
yo, like, there's so many stories, even just in Quebec, where you see them on Facebook. I've had a couple been told on my show where they get signed to the label, everything's looking good, and then for 4 years this person can't release music because for whatever reason the label isn't
There you go.
prioritizing it, etc. So it's like, yeah, maybe you get financing, you get a machine, but then all of a sudden, and I'm not saying this is everyone, but I've seen enough
Yeah, yeah,
stories here where you can't even release a track, you can't do a show, you can't
yeah,
do, and then people like me are running around this, that, the next thing,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no labels
It
talking to
took
me
me a
right
month.
now. But like,
Again, contracts are always gonna have something behind it. You just gotta pick your poison and know what you're worth and what you're willing to lose for that. That's really basically what it comes down to, no matter what contract you read. So, when it comes to these things, again, as a young adult looking at that back then, I wouldn't have been able to gravitate on that kind of message I can tell you today. You know what I mean? So I kind of give thanks for that, knowing that my ignorance would have probably had me out there doing some crazy shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? If Dr. Dre comes out, I'm 22, I'm 21, 22, and I'm at my highest peak. I'm doing crazy shit. Like I'm touring. I'm doing all kinds of shit. And imagine Dr. Dre just, I'm ignorant. I'm signing everything. That's what I would have did. Easily, no hesitation.
yo, but
You know?
yo, dead ass, who wouldn't have, like? I want to act like we, because a lot of people will talk all the shit today. Now that we've all watched 100,000 YouTube videos and shit,
You
but
know?
yo, back in the daytimes, man, none of us like just you would have saw an advance check. Nobody would have
Straight,
told you what an advance check really meant, because,
straight.
but you're
Exactly.
looking at, and then on the other hand, if I'm 22 and you're saying, broski, you're giving me 50K, all I gotta do is pay that back on the music I make. I'm just gonna believe I'm making 50K on the music
Signing
I
that.
make without, like, fuck that. That sounds easy. Is it easy? I don't think it is. A lot of
Yeah,
people have had a lot of
yeah.
trouble paying back their loans, but like,
Oh, shit. Okay, listen. Oh man. Okay, I have like 10 minutes, guys.
that's
Like
cool.
10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes I got, guys. I didn't even realize the time. Yo, when you yeah, I don't get to do this all the time, but usually I'm on the work mode. Real talk. We're out here for real. So when it's time for work, it's time for work. But I definitely need things like this to get things out there because at the end of the day, this is what I really want to be doing every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Got to
I
get out of
mean,
this. Got to get our feet into this financial freedom.
it's kind of part of the investment of it all, right? Like, end of the
Take a
day, a platform like this can't do nothing if people don't participate, then promote the other thing after, and
Mhm.
play into the bigger picture. And if the people who are doing things don't talk to the people who aren't doing things, then there's
Mhm.
no bridging the gap. Like, the biggest value I think
Strictly.
there is in these shows, or what we're trying to do at least here, is to give people who are new to this the opportunity to hear from people. And honestly, most of us is not successful, right? Like, not at
In this
music.
music industry.
You may
Exactly, in the
have
music industry.
found ways to monetize life and found
Yes,
hustles and grinds and things like that.
yes,
Like,
yes, yes,
I just found a
yes.
cool ass gig that utilizes, skill. It's not a lot of money, but get a few, these little things pile up, and it's like, but none of it has to do with like I'm making music like that 100. So
Mhm,
in order to get to
mhm.
that point, the industry that everybody talks about has to get created.
Yeah,
Part of
yeah,
that
yeah.
has to be platforms where we have candid conversations about shit. Like, yeah, this is
Exactly.
stupid. Don't pursue these things. Yeah, this is the smart thing.
Exactly.
Pursue these things.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like, we gotta talk about how to
But
get grants more, how to like really like
yeah,
play this
yeah,
bigger game. And whereas a lot of
yeah.
people may want to gate that information, I personally don't see no value in that, because
Mhm,
I mean, there's more
mhm.
money in giving information away, to be honest. I've done so much.
Absolutely.
The motherfuckers would be like, don't share your ideas on Facebook. I'm like, what are you saying? The only reason people want to pay me is because I share my ideas on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the point. Yeah. You have to, like, that's part of the marketing. Like, like people like always gonna want more or it's order more or support. It's gonna come from you stick at it and keep it on a daily. It's gonna come each no matter which way, but you gotta be real with yourself. You gotta be real with yourself.
That's
It's
a
just the
fact, too.
simplest things. But I try to tell people, a lot of people, like, and no matter what you're doing, just do it correctly and overdo it. So that way you put yourself in a position where you can always dibble and dabble into anything else and have that confidence. And that's where you're gonna come up with great ideas. I tell you, man.
No, it's a fact. But like when you say people need to be honest with themselves, what do you mean by that?
I mean, being honest with yourself starts with accepting your mistakes.
Mm.
That's the first. And don't be ashamed of your mistakes. Because I watch, I gravitate to minds like Richard Pryor and Samuel L. Jackson and so on, DMX, and people like that. I can gravitate to because I understand their pain, that they're able to easily make people laugh too, and still be humble with themselves
Right.
after doing that day after day after day. It takes a lot. So you can just imagine if that can be done with within yourself, with the things you want for yourself, you'll get a lot further than you trying to be something you're not just to get by at the moment
Mm.
or for the moment. It's just not going to do you any justice in the long run because you're going to get old, you're going to live with certain regrets. There's going to be some type of regrets, so you want to minimize your regrets to a minimum.
Right. I appreciate that. I mean, I think you're definitely on this interesting path of proper OG shit. and
Yeah, yeah. But again, I got to practice what I preach as well, because I'm still, as I'm saying this, I say it to myself as well in the air. I try to tell myself that every day, but there's always going to be rocks, stones. There's going to be all kinds of motherfucking roadblocks
right.
and bones that they want to try to break with words. But guess what? Yeah, let me tell you, love is the key.
Nah, but
100%.
I hear that too. I mean, everybody made mistakes in the past, and you have to learn how to love yourself in order to love other
100.
people. And
100.
part of that is to probably accept that a lot of people don't like you. You probably
Mm,
deserve a lot of it, and that's
mm,
human as fuck. Cause yo, you really ask people questions about this shit, and who doesn't have that problem?
strictly.
And
Strictly.
sometimes it's less scary, sometimes it's more scary, but it's
Yeah,
the same problem.
it's
It's the same
life.
internal battles. It's the same embarrassment. It's the same shames and shit. But
Exactly.
once you
Exactly.
can learn to like, at
Accept
least,
it.
yeah, this is who you are,
This is who you are, man. Accept it.
and then you could try to
Utilize it.
improve on things. But
Yeah.
chances are you're not gonna change the certain things that make you a monster deep down
Yeah,
inside.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. You have those two. And that's the thing, like we live on an earth where you not necessarily kind of need evil. I'm not gonna, but we live in a world where it's good and evil, right? Like I mean, shit, we're on devil's earth here. I mean, not. I mean, shit. It's his
It's a
world out
fact.
here. I mean, we're not gonna play ignorant. I know there's a lot of Christians and shit, but
Well,
let me
no,
tell you
but
about them.
sometimes it's like I'm watching this show on Netflix, right? Where it's the craziest motherfuckers in the desert blowing up planes and shit, and it's like, yo, you realize, yo, in the right time and place, you kind of want the craziest motherfuckers doing their thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Why not? I mean, shit, man. Look, I get it, the flowers are pretty and shit, but I like me them little carnivore flowers, them flowers that
But like as
snatches the flies and shit, and oh, that's entertaining. Let me see that. Let me throw a fly in
but
there
even
one
just
more
on the
time. Let me
other
see what it
shit,
does.
if everybody's too nice, then the really bad people have no opposition, you know?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, I know
There you
you
go.
only got
No,
like a couple of minutes left, so I just wanted to like
yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah.
you
I
for
know. I'm,
coming
I'm, I'm
through.
actually, I'm trying to avoid
Nah, I hear you. So
his
yeah, I just wanted to
his
thank you
text.
for coming through. Everybody
Yeah.
can follow him at Instagram.com at Turkoleone, and
Strictly.
basically follow him there. You'll be able to get links to the music and the YouTube and all that shit.
Strictly. Strictly.
On top of that, make sure you get the clothing at Royal Lee's. Roale, as how do you spell it?
Royal Ace. You know, Royal Ace. You know how to play. You know how to play cards, right? Royal Ace.
Yeah,
Ace.
Royal
It's a
Ace.
space.
Okay,
Royal
perfect.
Ace. Yeah. We
Yeah, so
gamblers out here, but we don't lose.
royalace.com. You can get the merch there. And yo, appreciate all of you who watched this live and all of you who gonna watch this in the future. Make sure you support the
Strictly.
show at patreon.com/behind that suit. If you want to throw a few dollars a month at us, you will help us elevate to greater things. As you can see, we're trying to head down to New York City to grow the other show we doing out there. That
Bang.
shit ain't
New
free.
York, New York.
So you can also subscribe, follow, like, all those great free options, comment down below, all that good shit. If you are on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, it's also free to throw a little subscribe at us, and that's also wonderful. On that note, we totally appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so
Big up.
much, KB, for
How many
coming
viewers
through.
we got? Can you see?
It's like 3 at the moment, and then there was a couple people on other platforms. There's 3 people on TikTok also, so I guess 6 or 7
Nice,
across
nice.
everything.
Bang, bang. You know what it is.
And yeah,
Better than nothing.
it's a fact. Plus, you're gonna have it after the fact on YouTube, so everybody can go watch it there, get the full experience, and we can promote the fuck out of that one. On that note,
Strictly.
everybody, live long and
Strictly. You
prosper.
know, I'm about to share the living shit out of this. Strictly. I love your
Boom.
questions, man. You're a real general. You know exactly what you're doing.
Thank
Strictly.
you so
Love you, my
much.
brother. Always.
Peace, man.